If I didn't know any better, I would say that Vivi lured the Straw Hats into the desert to get them killed because she did not prepare them at all for this journey. It's so funny. There's so many situations where, there's potential danger that they can actually all die. There's a deadly scorpion that nearly stings Luffy. And Vivi doesn't tell him until after he's already grabbed it, or like these birds that steal all the stuff away from them, all their supplies, all their food, all their water just gets stolen because Luffy tries to help him because he gets tricked, and then Vivi's like, "Oh yeah, these birds exist." And then there's another instance where there are these giant sand dragons essentially that start chasing Luffy as well, and then Vivi's like, "Oh yeah, they exist too." It's like she should have thought this through a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I really like Vivi as a character. I think she's great. I think she has a really good heart, but. Jesus Christ, I swear, if like I said, if I didn't know any better, I would think that she wanted the Straw Hat Pirates dead. Like she lured them into the desert to kill them or something because she did not prepare them at all. But she technically did warn them, just maybe a bit late in some instances. I just thought it was funny. But this episode essentially was just showing us a bunch of the dangers potentially in the desert. Well, it wasn't just showing us, it was having the Straw Hats encounter all of these dangers and seeing them deal with it. I thought was quite funny. Having to deal with thirst and hunger while in the desert, lack of supplies, all that sort of stuff. The moment where Chopper was literally passed out because he's used to the winter climate, I thought was great. And Luffy saying everybody should play rock, paper, scissors and the winner should carry all the supplies, and then he won and then he carried them and wondered why he had to carry them. I just thought was the most Luffy thing ever. But besides all that stuff, there was some really interesting stuff in this episode as well. Like the fact that Ace's demeanor in this episode seems a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? I don't know exactly what it is, but before this episode, he seemed a bit like cheerier. He was laughing more. He was sort of like smiling and talking to the crew and all that sort of stuff. But in this episode, he just seems a lot more quiet, a lot more reserved. He gives a lot of looks which look like he's thinking about something. Do you know what I mean? Like something, he's plotting something. I don't know, or he has some ulterior motive. I don't know. Where characters just give those looks where it's like you're thinking about something like not very nice here, sort of thing. Like I don't know exactly what Ace's plan is or what he's doing, but I think there's a bit more to it than he just wanted to see his little brother. I don't know. It could be wrong. Maybe I'm overthinking it. There's a possibility, but he just gave some weird looks. Do you know what I mean? There is also a very sweet moment in this episode where all the Straw Hats fall asleep at night, gathered around a campfire, and they all sort of like gather together for warmth because obviously it's freezing during the desert. And Ace and Vivi are talking, and Ace says that people have always gathered around Luffy. He has this charm about him. And it's so evident, whenever Luffy encounters someone, even though he's like so boisterous and loud and like goofy and at the times, and he doesn't think very often, or, or he's so single-minded, he has this undeniable charm, and it's obvious, the crew that he's gathered, this group of friends essentially that he's made, all care about each other, and I think that's all due to Luffy and his personality and the way he's managed to bring all of these really different people together. There's something really, nice and wholesome about that situation. And now the Straw Hats are being accompanied by a camel, the camel that Chopper encountered a couple episodes ago. He's now called Lashes. Nami named him, and he only lets women ride him. So, I mean, there you go. He gets what he wants. It's funny. Everybody else is calling him Pervy Camel, which is very rich coming from Sanji. I can't lie, but there you go. There's also this really funny theme that I've noticed through One Piece where the Straw Hats encounter these giant beasts, and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, like these guys are screwed. They're going to get eaten. They're going to get destroyed. And then all of a sudden, the Straw Hats turn it around, beat the giant monster up, and then eat it. I feel like that's happened quite a few times. It happened with those giant dragons. Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro just comboed this poor thing, and then Ace, like lit one of them on fire. Well, didn't even light on fire. Literally, like combusted it from the inside out, which was quite brutal. But yeah, I feel like that's quite a common theme in this show, and it always is funny to see these giant monsters just get absolutely destroyed by the Straw Hats when you think it will be the other way around. I don't know. It's just something that I find quite entertaining.